Are there things that prospective clients should consider, before they have that investment conversation with you? And if you want to describe what your intake process is, feel free.
Exactly. I think it all starts with that money mindset. So I start the conversation, like I said before, with the values discussion. So that's kind of my intake process is how did you grow up winning? What do you want to achieve? What are your values and how are they in line with the goals that you want to achieve from there? Because, as I explained before, is that sometimes it's not all about the money. It's really the emotions around it and what do you want to achieve. So you have to start a little bit further back in the process to see if you're ready. I always ask, we had talked about the mentor question before and the coach question is that I always ask people is that, are you coachable? It's like, are you able to take instruction? Because sometimes you're going to get some things that you may not hear. So it takes a little bit of self-reflection. I do have the behavioral financial background, but I also do a DISC assessment on some people that go through the process to see where they are. Are we in alignment with our viewpoints? Are they coachable? How do I need to approach them? What type of language that I need to use as well? Because certain things resonate. So I got to have a whole communication process that I go to as well. Because how do you like to be communicated with? Some people are visual, some people are auditory, and then some people like to be in the weeds. Some people just want the high over level view. So knowing that as a personality, I like to get that up front as well. So in somewhere in the process, that's like, okay, where are we stuck, or what's the problem, what's the friction. I can go back to some of the intake in the beginning on doing some of that up front, so we don't have these things in the interim as we go along.
In what I do in wills and estate planning, a lot of the professionals that become my clients usually are maybe the first or maybe the second in their family to really, have any kind of an estate plan or even just a will.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so they're kind of like first, maybe second generation. Do you find in your profession that the people that you're encountering, did they have parents who sat them down at the dinner table and said, I want to introduce you to my financial person, when you're, ready to go off to college? Are they having those discussions, or are they just like, look, I'm the first in my family to do well. I need help managing this money. Help me. I mean, where do people fall?
Yeah, I'm getting more of that. But to that extent is that now I'm getting second generations people. So the people who come in go, at some point, especially if I'm dealing with women, they'll introduce me to their daughters. They say, you need to go talk to Pam. You graduated from college. This is your next step with your job. Before you mess it up with not investing in 401k or any of those things, go see a financial advisor. So what I'm getting is first generation now, but I'm getting a lot of the second generation as well from clients who really introduced me to their children. And actually, now that people are also taking care of what I call the sandwich generation, they have the younger kids, but then they also have their parents. I'm getting some parents that of my clients, their parents on considerations on what they need to do as well with Medicare or Social Security decisions. So I'm getting a generational situation when I'm dealing with finances. But initially, most of the clients who come in are kind of first generation and figuring out, hey, I'm making money now. I need a financial advisor. Historically, especially in our community, Elsa, is that, most people have the misnomer that you have to have a lot of money in order to have a financial planner. I say it's just the opposite, because if you make poor money decisions going along, that's more costly than if you had hired somebody to really kind of effectively tell you the right way to go on that. And so I have programs that are available where I make it really cost effective for people to engage the services of a financial advisor would happen to not having to worry about having loads of money in order to do so.
Same thing in my field. And really,